Welcome to the beautiful herb frankincense. And just to be clear, in the West, you may also know this as Boswellia thruifera or Boswellia caritaria. That's a common one. Boswellia serrata or even Boswellia sacra. In the East, in traditional Chinese medicine, Gumi albanum is commonly used. So all of these fall in the frankincense realm. We're going to look today at frankincense, combining it with myrrh and using it to treat cancer. And together they're extraordinary because they both have very powerful anti-inflammatory, anti-cancer, and analgesic, fancy way of saying reduce pain, properties. And together, they're a great example of two herbs that come together and a kind of magical synergy happens where they mutually reinforce those properties in one another. Now, myrrh is Camphora myrrha. They're both trees. They're both resins from these trees, slightly different process for getting the resin. And they're both actually olive plants, but entirely different species and entirely different genera, right? Camphora myrrha, completely different from Boswellia carteri, for example. In the West, frankincense and myrrh are both usually used as essential oils. Wonderful, wonderful essential oil medicine. Lots of applications. You'll want to visit whiterabbitinstituteofhealing.com to find out more about all these other applications. In China, in traditional Chinese medicine, these are incredibly important herbs that are used as resins. They both are identified with the heart, the liver, and the spleen. Not just those organs, but the entire systems that go with them. The heart includes this idea of your consciousness, your Shen. The liver, of course, is this idea of the free flow of energy, removing obstruction, stagnations, which, let's face it, a cancer tumor is an obstruction, getting down to the blood level. So this idea of being able to move it. And the spleen, of course, in traditional Chinese medicine is very identified with this idea of the transforming and transporting of nutrients, this creating very healthy blood. So here you have two important herbs that move blood, nourish it, invigorate blood, get rid of stagnation, reduce swelling, antiseptic properties, antimicrobial properties, coagulants. So you can see how this wound application, and cancer is its own kind of, blockage in the system. Frankincense is going to tend more to this idea of generating flesh, absolutely, kind of coming under the system and help to rejuvenate. And myrrh is going to tend a little more to the stop bleeding side. So they have a lot of overlapping properties. This is why synergistically they're very simpatico. And this simpatico has been studied and confirmed, and it's continuing to be studied because it is so effective for fighting many, many conditions, but especially being looked at as a cancer fighting. In China, there's a pill called Qi Huang pill, and it's a famous traditional Chinese medicine prescription for treating cancer, and it's known, quote, as the first drug for fighting cancer, effectively treating breast cancer, gastric, liver, and other varieties of cancer. So, and that formula contains both frankincense and myrrh. So there you have it. A little bit of these herbs. They're not just lift your spirit herbs, though they will do that very, very importantly and powerfully, but they also get right down to the nitty-gritty. When you see an herb that can help, treat cancer effectively, you're looking at something that has some serious blood-moving capabilities and really coming into the body and helping it get rid of a big, nasty bit of toxin and mutation. Visit whiterabbitinstituteofhealing.com and find out more about frankincense, and you can also find out more about myrrh.